Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning, a tardy edition of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning, because apparently, I was willing to do this show. I am more than willing. My body, my soul, all wants to do this show tonight. My internet, on the other hand, basically it's going really pretty much from...
She's gone from suck to blow.
Yes. So we're walking a tightrope tonight, everybody, with my internet. So we will trudge forward and hope for the best and whatnot here. So, see, I live in a very, I live in a major metropolitan area, okay? But my internet's acting like I live out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt or something like that here tonight. But anyway, enough about my internet troubles right there. You guys are here to hear about Twisters, right? Okay, because I know that a lot of you have seen Twisters. The box office numbers tell me that you have seen Twisters, and all your friends and family and pets and politicians and school principals and all the bugs that crawl the earth have seen Twisters. And so there should be plenty of people to live chat with me tonight all about Twisters, all right? And we'll get into that. But first, let me give you something to dance to.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Absolutely. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back here to the show. I want to welcome my movie maniacs and my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. And you just saw Willem Dafoe pictured there. Happy birthday, Willem Dafoe. I think a couple days ago was his 69th birthday. And I will always remember him for some of his greatest roles, like playing Elias in Platoon. And who was he? God, he was the murderous, psychotic counterfeiter Rick Masters in To Live and Die in L.A. Back in the 80s there. And then, of course, Green Goblin. So, yeah, but enough about Willem Dafoe, but it was his birthday a couple days ago. Turned 69 right there. I know, do with that number what you will, okay? And but we're going to get into some Twisters here. But real quick, just let me remind everybody, if you're joining, you don't have to just watch, okay? That's boring. You can interact with yours truly right here via live chat on Rumble and YouTube and Pill. So let me know what you guys have to say about Twisters, okay? Because, again, I know a lot of you saw Twisters, and I guarantee a lot of you have something to say. So don't be shy. We won't hurt you here at Movies Merica. It's a safe space here, okay? So you can get in the live chat and you can type little messages and whatnot. I know we have what we call lurkers that watch the show, but they're so afraid to live chat. It's a scary world out there, and they're so afraid. And it all begins with a single step, a very simple first step, which is just put hi in the live chat or put a shit emoji in the live chat. That's cool. And, baby steps into, saying a little bit more in the live chat, like, hey, Van. That's all I can type. Scary. And then as you get braver and braver, you go, hi, Van. I really like Twisters. Oh, God, I'm so scared. So, and then you eventually, you'll get braver and braver, and you'll be able to live chat more. Okay. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right. So, and then by the time you're live chatting, I'll have to say,
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, gotcha live chatting. Yeah, you bet. So, all right. So let's get into Twisters. Why don't we right here? Okay, enough of that dilly-dally. And so I started right off from the jump, from the very beginning of the movie there. I thought that the opening sequence where Kate's boyfriend and 2 friends are killed by a tornado. It had some good tension there. I thought that the music was composed perfectly and tailored perfectly for the situation. Just the pacing and the cuts and the edits and all that stuff all kind of blended in to provide a symphony of destructions of sorts if you're a Megadeth fan. Now, I did think the beginning of it was kind of corny with all their banter, and you could tell, come on, you could tell this was going to go bad. But the finale of it was tense, okay, when you got her 2 friends, and her 2 friends in the back seat, not her boyfriend, but her 2 friends. They were going to be the first to go, right? Okay, so movies like this, you can always tell, oh yeah, he's going to die first, and she's going to die second, and that guy back there is going to die third. You can always tell, because especially when they have like the final girl or the final guy, typically it's a final girl or a final couple. Hardly ever is it a final guy, right? Okay, but you're gonna you can just tell, and maybe one of these days movies will get a little bit better at not telegraphing so much who's going to die in what sequence and that kind of thing. But now I thought this opening scene was tense, but it didn't have near the tension and the oh my god factor that the opening sequence to Cliffhanger had. Remember Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone, mountain climbing, John Lithgow, big baddie with the terrible British accent. I don't know if that was it. I don't know if that was even a British accent, but amazingly enough, his British accent was better than my attempt right there. But yeah, that's the one where John Lithgow leads the group of baddies that are robbing the treasury, and they drop the money in the Rocky Mountains, and Sylvester Stallone and a young Michael Rooker had to chase up the baddies or have to fight the baddies and that kind of thing. Well, of course, the beginning, the opening sequence to Cliffhanger was the sequence where Michael Rooker and his girlfriend are up there cliff climbing, and they get stranded, and Sylvester Stallone has to go up there and help him out, help Michael Rooker kind of help his girlfriend, down the cliff and whatnot. So they're way up in the mountains, right? They're way up there. And so they rig a line to cross over to the other side of the mountain. And then it ends up basically where Michael Rooker's girlfriend, fiance, whatever, ends up falling to her death when Sylvester Stallone is unfortunately unable to save her. It's a very, very, very tense scene. And I remember the very first time I saw Cliffhanger at the theaters and I saw that scene, I'm like, whoa, this movie is going to be something to deal with right here. This is not some cornball Sylvester Stallone action flick. This is going to be a little something right here, okay? And of course it was. But so all that to say is, the opening sequence to Twisters wasn't quite that tense, but it was tense enough right there, okay? And let's drink to that tense scene right here. I'm going to take a little swig off of here so I don't get too parched during this show, because this is hard work sitting here on my butt talking about movies. Oh, yeah. And, hey, if you guys are drinking, if you guys got a beverage in front of you, go ahead, man. Throw it up. All right, so get in there. Have some fun. All right, let's do it.
Drunk? You're drunk? Everybody's drunk!
Yep, there we go. It's time to be an asshole. What else do we have to say about Twisters here? I mean, so much. I did one of the things that I didn't think I was gonna need to deal with a movie that's supposed to be this entertaining, chew on your popcorn while watching it, summer blockbuster movie, was the woke crowd getting involved with it, the spirit of the age, because the climate change orcs were spinning up their quinoa because the director of this movie, Lee Isaac Chung, basically the director of this weather-related movie, didn't want his creation to be a climate change propaganda instructional video starring Greta Thunberg and Leonardo DiCaprio. And many YouTubers live in this Hollywood bubble. And I mentioned many YouTubers because in my research, and believe it or not, I do research for these shows. I know it's hard to believe, but I do research, and a lot of my research is on YouTube, checking out the breakdowns of the movies that I review, and I do a lot of that on YouTube. And a lot of the YouTubers on there, they live in the Hollywood bubble, and so they light a candle daily at the climate cult altar. And you could tell with the videos like this one right here. This is like just one of the videos that I watched for, as part of my deep research right here. So let's we'll check this out.
Has managed to tear its way to the top. Much of her arc is about
You're going in my life.
but she also seeks the film does skirt around mention climate change like the original film.
We'll bring your dad back.
It also unpacks how difficult it can be to know who to trust in stressful situations like this. Many viewers found it odd that, of all things, the movie doesn't mention climate change once, especially.
There it is. There it is, right there. Yep, like I said, they light their candle at the climate cult altar there.
Especially when paired with director Lee Isaac Chung saying that he doesn't feel like films are meant to be message-oriented, which is just a really odd thing to say about films. It also especially feels weird since even movies like The Day After Tomorrow weren't afraid to bring it up literally decades ago.
Our climate is fragile.
That's because Roland Emmerich, the director of The Day After Tomorrow in 2012 and Independence Day, yeah, he's a big climate Karen.
At the rate we're burning fossil fuels and polluting the environment, the ice caps will soon disappear. But what I do know is that if we do not act soon, it is our children and our grandchildren
Dennis Quaid, Trump voter right there.
who will have to pay the price.
But it seems like actually the no climate change talk thing might have just been from producers, specifically being afraid of saying climate change in the movie, since Chung hasn't really had a problem discussing it and it.
Or maybe they just didn't want to inject awkwardly some political message like climate change in there. I mean, like, how would they like it if there was a movie about a mass shooting and then the director throws in some monologue from somebody talking about, well, the gun violence and the mass shootings wouldn't be so bad if we had like armed guards with more guns. We had more good guys with guns. If a movie like that had this messaging, this political messaging in it right there, so that would be equally offensive to me. And I'm a gun guy, but I don't want a movie with that message in there. Okay, I want to be entertained, not preached to. So I'm not just against climate change messaging. I'm against any kind of messaging that is widely deemed, political in nature.
Its impact in interviews. And the team did work with plenty of real scientists behind the scenes to make sure that the science was all on point. While climate change's effect on, say, hurricanes is starting to be pretty well understood and documented, it seems like with tornadoes, things are still a little less understood. Certainly it's having an effect, but scientists haven't yet come to specific conclusions about what and to what degree. And so the team decided to just stick with the things that were known for sure.
I wasn't too concerned about whether we would be political or not talking about climate change, but what I wanted to do was to talk to our scientists and to really ask them to let science lead the way.
See, and as you could tell, the director, he's a climate orc as well, but he wanted to prioritize what needs to be prioritized, which is entertaining people, okay? Not having a climate change after school special as part of your movie right there. Like, just entertained, all right? You're Hollywood. You have no business teaching anybody any lessons, okay? You guys are adult pretenders, and God bless you. You provide us the bread and circuses we so crave after the rest of us do our real jobs that have a real impact on the world. So when we need a little R&R, we turn to you with your insignificant, non-essential jobs, which are being adult pretenders. Okay, so You know what? Know your role and shut your hole, Hollywood. We don't need you thinking that, oh, you know what? The whole world, all the normal people, man, they would feel so privileged if us here in Hollywood, who can't relate to anybody in the real world, and we're so outside of the norms, and we all live in our little bubble. We're here to teach everybody how to live and what to think. Nope. This director knows better than that.
And what I found out was that, yes, there is climate change. Yes, climate change is affecting tornadoes, but unfortunately, we don't know what those effects are just yet.
It definitely does feel a little weird to sit through a movie about the weather and changing climate and not ever have them actually.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Lee Isaac Chung, again, the director of Twisters, was just saying that to keep the climate change orc heat off of him. Okay, because I'm sure he wants to concentrate on creating movies that he can be proud of and that audiences can enjoy. And it's just easier if you just say what you need to say just to shut the climate change orcs the fuck up, So that's always a possibility. I'm not saying that's definitive, but you never know.
Mention climate change, but the effects are on display. And to be honest, there are much better places to get your information about our changing climate than a summer blockbuster sequel.
Thank you. That's the first smart thing you've said in this whole fucking video.
With any action disaster film, there's
So yeah, enough of that right there. I thought that, and that's not the only one. That is by far not the only YouTube breakdown of Twisters where that gets mentioned right there, where the YouTuber gets on their climate change high horse, and it should have really talked about climate change. They should have really put a message of climate change, how dangerous it is. This movie should have been Al Gore approved. I mean, we should have Al Gore approve every movie about the weather. Okay, and then later on, she even makes like this snarky, passive-aggressive quip about the movie having this message of helping people out in a disaster, and when a tornado strikes a town, helping people with clothes and shelter and getting them food, and it's important to help people out. I'm like, that message is okay. That's not a political message. That's a help people out message. That's not a political message. Okay. That Democrats and Republicans, neither political party owns the idea of helping people out, right? Okay. Helping people out in a crisis is not political whatsoever. So it's completely fucking stupid to compare this message of helping people out when they're in a tough way to putting on a climate change after school special right in the middle of a summer blockbuster movie. But a lot of these woke YouTubers, they park their car in the garage of snark, okay, all the time. But that's it's one thing you can always depend on, and that is for sure. They are nothing if not predictable. That is for sure. And so what? I mean, they are. Did I say that? I didn't. I can't. Wow, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know where that's coming from about those YouTubers right there. But all right, so let me do this here real quick, just to keep things spicy and switched up here. Just want to let you guys know about our tdpn.locals.com website that you see up there at the very top. And TDPN stands for Till Death Podcast Network, and tdpn.locals.com. That's where you can find all our great content, like videos and blogs and articles, all about things like movies and entertainment. You've got cocktail recipes. I mean, we're talking about booze, right? Booze, okay? I think like Sean, who's also part of the Till Death Podcast Network, I think he's got a spicy old-fashioned recipe if you are into cocktails, which I am. And I've tried that spicy old-fashioned recipe on there. It's chef's kiss, quite delicious right there. And then we also have like material. We also have all kinds of content like about politics and hot button topics of the day, that kind of thing. So all on tdpn.locals.com, presented in a way that you will not find anywhere else. Trust me. As I do my creepy Biden whisper right there. Little girl, don't tell your dad what I just did. Am I the only one that gets? Am I the only one that gets that impression where when Biden does his creepy whisper, and I got the bill approved. And so you might see a mention of Biden in tdpn.locals.com because, like I said, we do have some political material in there as well. And so if you are tantalized by what I have just featured and talked about there, you can go to tdpn.locals.com. And right now, if you put in promo code TDPN, as it says down below, you get 1 month free membership. That means you get VIP membership. You get free reign, full access, carte blanche access to tdpn.locals.com. All right, so check that out, everybody. There you go. Oh, real quick. While you're watching here, if you would do me a solid, okay, if you do just do me a favor, do moi a little favor, and just hit that like button down there. All right, so definitely do that right there. And I mean, I would definitely appreciate it. I would be touched, and I would get a heart. You know, I basically
fuck you,
Elizabeth.
Heartfelt.
The heartfelt part was what I was going for. I would give you a heartfelt thanks right there if you hit that like button down there. And then also while you're down there, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe or follow button down there. And then also hit that subscribe or the notification bell down there. There. I was trying to remember what else is down there. I was referring to the bottom of the show there, not down there. Anyway,
I'm a dumbass.
So hit the notification bell down there as well if you haven't already. And when you hit that notification bell, that means exactly what it sounds like. It's going to notify you. It's going to send you a notification when there is a brand new, piping hot, fresh episode of Movies Merica waiting for you right there. And then also, hey, if you're not watching this live, and if you're not, why not? Okay, but you know, hey, if you're watching this, watching the recording, and you didn't watch this episode live, watch the next episode live. Check me out on live because then you can live chat with this guy right here. And but if you happen not to be watching it live, you're watching a recording of it, and you're watching it 25 years from now. Well, first off, how you doing? Thanks for watching. And get down in the comments down below. That's what I was trying to go for. Is like just get down in the comments and let me know what you think of the show if you would, okay? Because I by no means think that I'm doing everything perfectly here. I could always use a little constructive criticism, or if you are in the praising mood, if you want to give me some praise down there and let me know, hey, what you think I'm doing correct. That would be fantastic, okay? Because both work, criticism and praise, because that tells me what I need to stop doing and what I need to keep doing and keep doing more and more, okay? And if you guys do that, I would definitely do. I would do that right there, okay? Or if you want to let me know of a movie that you want me to review, you can definitely do that. Now, again, make sure there's only one caveat to that, and that is make sure it's a movie that more than 5 people are going to want to see a review for, okay? So I am not going to, do a review of, Nose Pickers, the motion picture, okay? Not going to do that. First off, that movie would be very, very gross. And no one else wants to see that. If you do want to see that,
you are a retard.
Yeah, so don't be that guy right there. Don't be that guy. All right, so let's get into more Twisters real quick here. And did anybody else find it a little weird? And they have tried to explain why they didn't do this, and it's a limp dick reason. But did anybody find it a little weird at the end when Tyler... Glen Powell's character, I forgot his freaking name there for a second. Glen Powell's character, and then Kate, Daisy Edgar-Jones' character. They're in the airport, and they don't kiss? Like, what is that all about? Well, that's kind of weird that they don't do that. You've got all this sexual tension, all this affection that, well, fuck it. I'm just going to call it what it is. It's sexual tension. Okay. They're out the whole movie, right? You can tell they're into each other, right? You just wait for them to seal the deal, whether it's, a kiss or, hot buck naked sex. But this is a PG-13 movie, so we know the latter's not going to happen. It's going to be the former, or so we thought. There's no kissing in this movie. Like, Glen Powell doesn't lay one on her at the end of the movie, okay? And they said that, well, they thought it would be too cliche and whatnot. And it's like, there's a reason it's a cliche, because it's in a lot of movies. Why? Because a lot of people want to see that, okay? So you give the audience what they want. They want to see that, okay? They want to see these two characters that this movie makes you care about, and you're compelled to like them. They're affable people, affable characters. And you're hoping for them. Hey, we want them to hook up. Okay. They're working well, with each other. They seem to be into each other. They do the airport thing where they're at the airport at the end, and then they don't kiss. It's just weird. It's like, they're trying to be like very creepy and sanitized or something like that. Their whole attempt to not be cliched just comes off as sanitized and medicinal and stilted and stiff and just really weird and whatnot. It's like human affection and bonding. Gross. Oh my God. Human beings making a connection in person instead of interacting, in a X space, or in a chat room or something like that. Like, human affection.
No, God, please, no.
Can't have that. Not in 2024. Not in these enlightened times. No. Oh my God. So that's how it came off to me, is just stupid that they didn't have a kissing scene there, and it just came off as kind of some kind of progressive move, where they thought they were being enlightened or something, like, oh, well, a kissing scene is how they would have done it, back in the days of, back in 1997. Okay. But, we're going to be moving forward unburdened by what has been. I'm sure you guys have heard that stupid phrase lately here from, Cackling Kamala. And that's a stupid phrase that she's trying to make a thing right there. Like, stop trying to fetch a thing right there, all right?
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Yeah, it is great to see a movie like this where they did, they did get together and they did make an effort to write a good story with good characters here, instead of creating a movie where they're just trying to feed you a bunch of blinkety blink. Okay. And that's what I call like special effects, CGI. I just call it blinkety blink. And there is room, right? There is a place for blinkety blink in movies, right? As long as you write a good story, and then the blinkety blink but it complements the story, right? Where the blinkety blink actually means something, instead of just balls to the wall, nut to butt, 2.5 hours of pure blinkety blink, and the characters are just boring and one note, and they say annoying things, and they over dramatize the way they talk, and they're just stupid. And 10 minutes in the movie, you want the dinosaurs or the big catastrophic disaster that just kill them all because you don't care about them. Where in Twisters, you've got, the character of Tyler Owens and Kate Cooper and even Javi, back there in the background here in the picture. You care about these characters. They're compelling, affable characters, and you don't want anything bad to happen to them, okay? They make you laugh. They say witty things, and you can tell they care about other people. Just good old-fashioned people, right? You don't want anything bad happen to them. And so it's good to, have a movie like that, a movie that is the inverse of that, a good example of that would be, like Transformers Rise of the Beasts, last year, or, The Flash or something like that, right? What the Moonfall was a movie that came out a couple years ago. It's another Roland Emmerich movie. Like, I did not care whatsoever what happened to those people. Pretty much the whole movie, I was like,
I gotta go take them.
I didn't care what happened to those people whatsoever. But with Twisters, the writers do a good job at making you care about what happens to them, and and so we had a bunch of VFX studios. They would put up a bunch of cool blinkety blink for all us, what they consider all of us peasants, right? To marvel at, like cats with laser pointers. They just a lot of filmmakers were just like, yeah, let's put explosions here and an explosion there and a big creature over here, and all the peasants will just be like, and that's all we have to do, okay? And then they realize the hard way that does not work whatsoever right there, because those empty, soulless, bang, boom, bam, blinkety blink borefests bombed at the box office, like The Flash or Blue Beetle or Ant-Man 3 or Indiana Jones and The Secret of the Stool Softener last year, okay? And then, of course, The Marvels was the biggest example of a movie with nothing but balls to the wall, blinkety blink, out here for all of us peasants to imbibe, right? To take in, and those all bombed because, if people could tell, I mean, we live in a society that's getting slower and slower. Jeez, think about it. I'm being a great example of my point right there. Slowly and more slowly becoming dumber. Okay. But people are still smart enough to tell when the makers of a creation, whether it be movies or a song or arts or whatever, really don't give a shit about the consumer that their creation is targeted at, right? And so we could all tell. Whereas with Twisters, you could tell that Lee Isaac Chung, the director, remembered back in the day, watching movies like Jaws and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Jurassic Park, and trying to think of some movies that aren't Steven Spielberg movies out there. I mean, Independence Day, movies like that that were big box office blockbusters that just, you felt good. You were entertained while you're watching the movie, where you're popping your hot tamales or your popcorn and sucking down your Pepsi, and you're just having a good old time, and your eyes are glued to the screen because you're genuinely being entertained. And I think that Lee Isaac Chung remembers that there. And we could tell he remembers that because he poured that into the production, pardon me, of his movie there, and we could tell. And then what did we do after we watched the movie and we enjoyed it? We started talking and telling other people about it. Okay, telling other people about Twisters, and so many people wanted to go see the movie, and somebody had this reaction.
I've been so thirsty my entire life.
They were so thirsty for some Twisters right there, to the tune of record-breaking box office numbers, okay? Because I think Twisters was predicted or expected to they might make around 30 million, 35 million this past weekend, and that movie made at least 80 million. Okay. I'd say that's exceeding expectations right there. Am I right? Or am I right there? So that's going above and beyond, because Lee Isaac Chung, the director of Twisters, went above and beyond. He wanted to entertain us, everybody. And I definitely like that. It's too few directors out there that have that philosophy. We have a few: Christopher Nolan, Denis Villeneuve. I was going to say Steven Spielberg, but he's pretty much kind of shit the bed here recently. Did you see the Fablemans and West Side Story? But pretty much lately,
crash and burn, huh, Mav?
Another good example, Top Gun Maverick. So yeah, Joseph Kosinski, he's in the entertainment game. He's coming out with F1, the racing movie with Brad Pitt next year. So few directors that are interested in entertaining you and me, okay, here, and we appreciate that. So all right, so let's do this here. Let's switch it up a little bit, shall we? And get into one of my favorite segments of every episode of Movies Merica, whether it's my Movies Merica live show that comes out every Sunday afternoon, or this Movies Merica spoiler warning show that comes out every Thursday night. Okay, and that segment is a segment that you can drink on down. You can just let it just flow down your gullet, and that is the segment called Brew Review Time. All right, so for tonight's brew review time, we have a little St. Arnold Grand Prize. It's like an American pale ale. Sorry, it's an American lager. And St. Arnold Brewing, that comes to us from Houston, Texas. And they're coming out of some tough times here. They just had, Hurricane Burl down there. And so after they're, done cleaning up all the debris and damage and all that stuff, from Hurricane Burl, they probably wanted to cool down with, a cool brew or something like that. And maybe they reached for a little St. Arnold Grand Prize, okay? And this beer here, this Grand Prize beer, it was created in tribute to the original Great Prize beer, which was brewed by a brewing company called Gulf Brewing Company. And Gulf Brewing Company was partly owned by the famed Howard Hughes. You might have heard of him, right? Howard Hughes in history right there. If you don't know who Howard Hughes is, you probably went to public school, okay? So you probably went to government school. But Howard Hughes, yeah, he co-owned that Gulf Brewing Company, and he co-brewed the original Grand Prize American Lager. And so that brewing company went out of business for a number of years, and then the St. Arnold Brewing Company, they knew the lore behind Grand Prize and Howard Hughes and all that. And so they're like, you know what, let's concoct our own version of Grand Prize and put it out there to the world. Okay, starting with Houston, Texas, all right? And you know what, we're the benefactors of it right there. So, and Grand Prize here does have a delicate balance of hops and malt flavors. And there's like this soft malt flavor that now, when I was doing my research, okay, they described it as kind of a biscuit flavor, or kind of a soft, subtle biscuit malt flavor. It kind of tastes a little bit more like a vanilla wafer, a very subtle vanilla wafer note to the beer, okay? And it's got a low bitterness level to this American lager here, and so it just makes it very crisp and clean. So perfect for just downing, while, after you're, get inside, after mowing the lawn, or you're cleaning out the eaves, cleaning the leaves out of your eaves, or you're on the beach or whatever, okay? And I should say, I'm not getting any money from St. Arnold here, so St. Arnold. I'm not getting any money from St. Arnold Brewing, okay? So this is a totally objective, neutral reaction or review, I should say. And so I really like this beer. I dig it. St. Arnold comes out with all kinds of good brews right here, and Grand Prize fits in that category right there. And like I said, it's a light beer. It's 4.2% alcohol by volume right there. But all right, let me take a tug off this bad boy. Good stuff. Good stuff. And St. Arnold, I don't think they distribute all around this great nation of ours. Okay, so in order to get your hands on it, you probably have to go someplace like GoPuff.com or Drizzly.com, where there's an app on your phone called Open Bar that you can get. And those are kind of like the Amazon.com of booze, where you can get your hands on some brews that maybe you typically could not get your hands on, as I adjust my camera there. All right. And but yeah, check it out. Grand Prize it deserves a grand prize right there. And I know that was very, very corny. All right. So I can't think of a better time to play this. Had to save myself from my corny segue right there. But yeah, plenty more to say about Twisters right here. And again, if you are watching live, feel free to get in the live chat, everybody. Get in the live chat with me on Pilled or YouTube or Rumble, okay? Now, if you live chat with me on Rumble or YouTube, I can put your chat right up on screen right down there. So there we go. Yeah, right down there. Unless you specifically tell me, hey, Van, don't put my live chats up on the screen, and I shall respect your wishes, okay? But yeah, you can live chat with me here about Twisters or the first Twister or any Glen Powell movie, like when he played a Hangman in Top Gun Maverick, or, any disaster movie you want to live chat with me about, you can definitely do that as well. Feel free to do that. There's a lot of disaster movies out there. So, and I'll touch on some other disaster movies a little bit later on, and you will not be sorry for sticking around for that. Okay, so it's gonna get crazy. All right, so there we go. And but Twisters, yeah, I've got plenty more to say about this. And I thought that it was interesting that in Twisters that they made absolutely no mention of any of the characters in Twister whatsoever. Like no mention of Bill, played by Bill Paxton, or Joe, played by Helen Hunt, or anything like that. Now, if you watched my Movies Merica live show on Sunday, which is my spoiler-free episode, then you heard me talk about how the filmmakers, they created this character that you could tell that they were really hoping that one of the main characters from Twister would come back to play this character. And as I said, I didn't figure out which character it was right off the bat. And then after a little thinking with my so-called mind, I finally figured out, like, oh, that's right. And so you guys probably figured it out faster than I did, but you guys probably figured, as I eventually did, that it was Kate's mother, okay, played by Maura Tierney in the movie. So remember, she gets in that tiff with Javi, and she steals his truck, and she goes back home, and she reunites with her mom and whatnot. And her mom, that character, supposedly they were writing that for Helen Hunt to return and play Kate's mom in that, but that did not happen. And I don't know why it didn't happen. I have no idea. I don't know if it had something to do with Helen Hunt was actually trying to get a Twister sequel created a few years back, but she wanted it to have like this cast where it was just nothing but black and brown actors in it. So basically a little racism, like we're gonna exclude white actors from this movie. And then she also wanted the Twister sequel to really just hammer people right in the head with a climate change message, just make it about as subtle as a flying axe, right? Just like really wanted to preach to everybody about climate change, all while having a totally non-white cast. I mean, so when people say there's so much racism in the world, I say, yeah, against white people. There you go. Yes. And there's still racism against non-whites as well. I fully realize that. Until we can create a mind control device that controls all minds across the planet, there's going to be racism forever. I don't want it to be that way, but it's going to be that way. That's why it cracks me up when you see logos in the end zones of NFL stadiums saying "end racism." Okay, yeah. Wait, why don't we just end raining, or let's end sunshine while we're fucking at it? So morons. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting that there was no mention of any of the actors or the characters from Twister whatsoever. And it also the soundtrack to Twisters, how good you think the soundtrack to this movie is depending on how big a country fan you are. I am not a big country fan whatsoever. I mean, I could tolerate it if someone's playing it. You know, I'm not going to like stab my eyes out or stab my ears out or anything like that. It doesn't drive me that nuts, but I'm not spending any money on a country concert. I'm not spending any money on a country song or anything like that. But if you like country music, then after you watch this movie, you're probably gonna need a cigarette afterwards, okay? Because it's chock full of country music, and I could see some people in the theater. They were tapping their knee, they were toe tapping and whatnot to the music there, and yep, not this cowboy right here. So not at all. And if country fans are offended,
Be offended.
don't give a fuck. All right. So I call it honky tonk noise pollution. All right. So, but hey, to each their own. Less country for me is more country for you. Okay. So enjoy that shit there for yourself. All right, let's do this here real quick. I'm sure that our sponsor really wants to follow up that diatribe that I just went on. But we have a great sponsor for this show, okay? And it's a sponsor that provides a product that we actually use here at the Till Death Podcast Network. We actually use this product, okay? And that product is Flip City Magazine. Let me say that again. Flip City Magazine, all right? And Flip City Magazine, what is it? Well, Flip City Magazine is the funny replacement for Mad Magazine and Cracked, okay? So you guys remember Mad Magazine and Cracked back in the day? There were some good magazines where you could pretty much count on grabbing a Mad Magazine and just flipping it open, and Alfred E. Newman would crack you up. You just bust a giggle here and there, and the same with Cracked. And I remember I lived off of Mad Magazine and Cracked Magazine when I was a kid. It appealed to my very, very immature, unsophisticated sense of humor. And but unfortunately, it allowed itself to get assimilated into the woke Borg. Okay, and so they're in the teaching you a lesson, young man business, instead of actually making you laugh. Okay, kind of a magazine version of Saturday Night Live, where Saturday Night Live used to be funny, but now they're just propaganda bitches for the Democrat Party for the most part there. And so same with Mad Magazine and Cracked right there, but not Flip City. But you know what? They can tell you more about Flip City so much better than I can. So here we go.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, yes. So that should have tantalized you. Okay. That should have got your desires, okay, fired up to grab yourself some Flip City right there. Or if you already have Flip City, maybe grab it as a gift for a loved one there. And so we're making it very, very easy for you to grab yourself some Flip City or grab somebody else some Flip City. So flip on down to the link in the description, the Flip City link in the description. So you just got to go down in the description, okay? And you'll find that Flip City link. Click on that. And then after you pick what you want, put in the promo code field, put in movies in that promo code field. And as you see down there, it says you're going to get, pardon me. All right. So great live read there, Van, as I beer burp into the microphone. But as you see, if you put in promo code movies, you're going to get 10% off your order of the best non-woke comic around. All right. And I'm not bullshitting you. I got myself some Flip City right there. Look at that. Look at the shine. Look at the gleam off of that cover right there. Look at it. Isn't that nice? Isn't that sweet? Isn't that nice? As I do my Vanna White right there. So very cool. It's just good to have something tactile, something in your hands, something at your fingertips that you can read right there. So, but Flip City magazine, grab yourself some right there. They're always coming out with brand new issues full of fresh, funny for you. All right. So make it happen. All right. So yeah, don't be the last one to not get their hands on some Flip City right there, because that's the last thing you want, right? Is going over to somebody's house and they've already got some Flip City there on their coffee table. And you're like, damn it, man, what the hell? Why is Gerald always friggin' beating me at shit? He's always like beating me at grabbing this and that. Like, you know what? Tell Gerald to go fuck himself and grab yourself some Flip City before Gerald gets himself some Flip City, all right? So be a trailblazer, all right? Be a leader, not a follower, all right? So there you go. All right, so let's check things out. Let's make sure we don't not missing anything here. And yeah, so again, anything you guys have to say about Twisters there, let me know, because I know that again, a lot of people have seen Twisters there. Those box office numbers were like, boom, gonzo. Oh my God, right? And so there are some similarities I noticed here. Just this idea popped into my head, but just some similarities between Twisters and the original Twister. So you've got Tyler Owens, Glen Powell's character. You've got his merry band of fellow tornado wranglers there, and you've got the guy who's got the drone, or the girl with the drone there. And then also I thought it was kind of cool, the black guy on Tyler Owens' crew, so kind of the bigger black guy right there. That's the lead singer of one of my favorite bands, TV on the Radio, that plays that guy right there. So he's not only lead singer of one of my favorite bands, he likes to act as well. And so I thought it was kind of cool because I saw him in the group right there. I saw him in the part of the rabble rousing band following Tyler Owens around. Like, whoa, hey, TV on the Radio, wow, okay, that's hilarious right there. So kind of when you used to see Steven Van Zandt, on Sopranos. I'm sure a lot of Springsteen fans were like, whoa, it's little Stevie, what the hell, so I didn't know he acted, what the hell. So it's kind of like that, but in this movie, the rabble rousing band surrounding Tyler Owens, I didn't think there was as entertaining as Philip Seymour Hoffman was in Twister, and Alan Ruck in that. Joey Slotnick was in there. You got who's the director that there's one of the other characters in the original Twister. He was basically he transitioned out of acting and he became like this very dramatic director. But so yeah, I like the crew in the original Twister a little bit better than the one in Twisters. But and then the what's the character's name here? The right hand man to Tyler Owens in this movie. He was also like the Best Buy type repairman guy. Remember in the movie Nope, the Jordan Poole movie that came out a couple summers ago, called Nope. Yeah, he played the repair guy from like the Best Buy type store that was helping them set up the cameras to try to catch the aliens in Nope on camera and that kind of thing. So, yeah, good. So all kinds of kind of good tie-ins to other movies and that thing right there. So, but yeah, lots of good Twisters talk right there. And again, if you're not joining me live, so you can live chat with me, get down in the comments down below later on and let me know what you thought about Twisters, or just shoot anything Twisters related to me there. So, All right, let's do this here. Let's get to one of my favorite segments of, well, actually my favorite segment, not one of my favorite segments. It is my favorite segment of each Movies America spoiler warning. And that is the movie military moment, okay? And what that is my opportunity that I give myself to pay tribute to someone that has been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, the old CMH, okay? And you may be wondering, understandably, like, what the hell does that have to do with movies? Well, I shall tell you, friend, what that has to do with movies. So, as you would imagine, if you are the recipient of a Congressional Medal of Honor, you didn't get it by polishing the boots for an officer or working in the mailroom and getting all the letters sorted just so fine, or doing the best mopping in the latrine, right? No, you had to do something extraordinary, right? Something eye-popping, something where if you saw it on a big movie screen in front of you, it would be this magical movie military moment, right? Your eyes would be like, oh my God, did he just take out that pillbox, that Japanese pillbox with the BAR? Oh my God, BAR, that stands for Browning Automatic Rifle. Okay. Wow, that's something else. Wow, or he just threw a grenade at those Germans over there, and then he saved like 20 of his men. Oh my God, what am I seeing on this movie screen? It's amazing. An amazing movie military moment for the Congressional Medal of Honor recipient. That's the connection right there, okay? And so, for this movie military moment, our very proud recipient for this movie military moment is Major Reginald Rodney Myers, who served in the Korean War, specifically in the Chosin Reservoir, okay? And if you're not familiar with the Chosin Reservoir during the Korean War, look that shit up, okay? And read about that right there. You could be having the worst day of your life, and it's going to seem like a day at the candy store compared to what those Marines had to deal with at the Chosin Reservoir. Okay, so yeah, just picture freezing your ass off while a million Chinese are trying to kill your ass. Okay, so yeah, it's that kind of time right there. So yeah, exactly, it's like what did you do with your day, right? So, all right, but let's get this movie military moment started, and I think that a movie military moment recipient deserves some great music. All right, and so let's make that happen right now. This is the movie military moment. And in this movie military moment, our proud recipient is one Major Reginald Rodney Myers. And let's learn more about Major Reginald Rodney Myers, shall we? For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty as executive officer of the 3rd Battalion in action against enemy aggressor forces, assuming command of a composite unit of Army and Marine service and headquarters elements totaling approximately 250 men during a critical stage in the vital defense of the strategically important military base at Hagaru-ri, Major Myers immediately initiated a determined and aggressive counterattack against a well-entrenched and cleverly concealed enemy force numbering an estimated 4,000, severely handicapped by a lack of trained personnel and experienced leaders in his valiant efforts to regain maximum ground prior to daylight. He persisted in constantly exposing himself to intense, accurate, and sustained hostile fire in order to direct and supervise the employment of his men and to encourage and spur them on in pressing the attack. Inexorably moving forward up the steep, snow-covered slope with his depleted group in the face of apparently insurmountable odds, he concurrently directed artillery and mortar fire with superb skill, And although losing 170 of his men during 14 hours of raging combat, sub-zero temperature, continued to reorganize his unit and spearhead the attack, which resulted in 600 enemy killed and 500 wounded. By his exceptional and valorous leadership throughout, Major Myers contributed directly to the success of his unit in restoring the perimeter. His resolute spirit of self-sacrifice and unfaltering devotion to duty enhance and sustain the highest traditions of the U.S. Naval Service. And we salute you, Major Reginald Rodney Myers, during this movie military moment. And salute you, the Major, in your own way, in your own time. And that has been the movie military moments. Salute you, and God bless the USA. Oh, right. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. So it's, I always love it. Like right about this time, my eyes like start getting all dried up and whatnot. So gotta love that. All right, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna trudge through this right here. But yeah, you can check out the citations for the Congressional Medal of Honor winners, like the one that I just read off yourself, and it's worth your time to read them. You can go to the website. It's a CMOHS, so CMOHS.org, and check out those stories right there. Okay, so and I'm gonna grab me a little brew drink here real quick. So bear with me just a moment. That is a lot of reading. And I'm getting parched right there. I need to refresh my gullet. All right. So, and again, as I always say, like, if you happen to know, in this case, family or friends of Major Myers, let them know about this. If you're watching this, let them know, like, hey, man, there's this show called Movies America, spoiler warning, where he did a tribute to Major Myers right there. So you should check that out. All right, so they'll let them know about that. Just send them the link to this show so they can check that out themselves. All right, so, all right, what should we do next, everybody? What should we do next? I think what I should do next is beg for your money is what I should do. And hey, we got the gray man here on the pilled side in the live chat. Good to see you joining the show right there. And he's got some great stickers on the pilled side. And yeah, I always like the dude, man, like the total Chad, just busting out the lawn chair right there, just strutting, man. And the gray man is enjoying some of that good old American popcorn right there. Now the gray man, now do you do that thing like I do? So popcorn, I can't just live with butter on it. I gotta spice it up, man. I gotta spice it up, and so I throw some Tabasco sauce on the popcorn right there. Do you do that? I know I do that because I love a little spice in all my food, not when I'm eating a pie or a cake or a cookie. I'm not trying to spice that shit up, but some popcorn, most definitely right there. So, and and when I get my hands on some jalapeno, jalapenos kind of sounds good on popcorn too. But when I get my hands on some popcorn, some Tabasco sauce, do I scarf that down?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I do. There you go. But yeah, good to see you there, the gray man right there. And says, my wife is like that. I like light butter and salt. So you like the classics. You like there you go. Nothing wrong with that. You like what you like right there. And so anybody in the live chat right now, whether it's on Pilled or Rumble or YouTube, if you are, picking up what I'm putting down enough to where you really appreciate what I'm doing and you want to throw a buck or two my way, well, you can most certainly do that, all right? And I am going to help you out on how to do that. So what you can do is, if you're on the YouTube side, you can give me what's called a super chat. And the way you do that is down by where you type in your live chat message. You just got to click on the button with the dollar bill on it, and then it just asks you how much you want to donate. Easy peasy, all right? Lemon squeezy right there, all right? And then also on Rumble, it's pretty close to the same process, except on Rumble, down where you type in your live chat, you click on the button with the $sign on it, and then it's going to ask you how much you want to donate there. Okay. And hey, there's no maximum. All right. You can just go crazy. All right. So if, you're feeling very generous, or you want to make an unwise financial decision and give me money that you don't have, well, we encourage that here. We encourage that there. Okay. So totally. Or if you're on the pilled side, what you can do is throw some gold pills my way. And gold pills on Pilled, they're not just this little gold pill icon. No, gold pills actually equate to real world moolah, to money, to dinero. Okay, so crisp dollar bills. So you can just pick however many gold pills you want to give me on the Pilled side, and then call it a day. All right, but again, that's just if you feel like doing it. I'm not going to beg you or guilt trip you into throwing money my way. I know a lot of YouTubers shows do that. Like, you're not very classy if you don't throw me any money. All right, my God, it's really. Oh, it's so sad. Oh my God, what did you throw me? And to those people, I'm like, that's exactly what they are right there. So it's your money. You get to decide what you want to do with it. All right, there you go. Hey, and if I'm not doing a good enough job to get your money, well, nobody cares. Work harder, Van. There we go. That's my philosophy right there. So, all right, enough begging for money right there. So I wanted to let you know, since this Twisters is a disaster movie, and in the original Twister, it kicked off like a whole spew of disaster movies after that. So the original Twister came out in 1996. And if you're a movie fan like me, you notice that the success of Twister got all these Hollywood executives going, man, all right, what other natural disasters are there? All right, there's volcanoes. All right, yeah, okay. There's solar disasters. Okay, all right. There's, okay. There's damage from the core. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of like volcano. Yeah, there's earthquakes, hurricanes. There's so many. Let's make movies about them all, right? And so that's exactly what happened after Twister made a shitload of money at the box office. All Hollywood just went disaster movie crazy. All right, and so I'm just gonna throw up a few of my favorites there. Now, these are movies about natural disasters, not man-made disasters, natural disasters right there. So I'm just going to like briefly go over a few of them right there. These are not in order of like which ones are my favorite. Okay, not by any stretch. But let me get a tug off my beer here real quick before I go into this endeavor. Yes, there we go. Tasty. That does deserve the grand prize right there. All right, so let's get into the first one here. And that is The Day After Tomorrow. Yes, this is one of the first big movies that Jake Gyllenhaal was in. So we all know Jake Gyllenhaal a lot better now. He's been in a lot of movies here, but this one was when he was still relatively, kind of just a kid, right? This came out after he was in Donnie Darko and October's Sky, and now this is kind of probably his first big budget movie that he was in. He was in this movie with Emmy Rossum, who later on you really got to know on the show Shameless on Showtime, smoke show, and then Dennis Quaid. We saw him earlier in the video that I played there for you. Barking about climate change. And so this is that movie, The Day After Tomorrow. And, the whole, climate change preachiness in it notwithstanding, the movie was pretty good. I thought the movie was pretty good. The special effects were pretty impressive, and they still relatively hold up today. The segment in the movie that really stood out to me as far as CGI is a segment where you've got like these helicopters and they're flying around and the temperatures get so cold that it freezes up the fuel lines and the helicopters crash. And you see like this helicopter pilot, he tries to get out of the helicopter and the air is so cold that he literally like just he freezes in place as he's trying to come out of the helicopter right there. It's a creepy image there, but I was like, damn, that's messed up, but it's very, very cool there. But and I liked this movie, did provide a sufficient amount of character development and emotion where you have Jake Gyllenhaal playing the son of Dennis Quaid's character, and Dennis Quaid is trying to get to New York all the way from, where is he? I can't remember where he's at, like in DC or something like that, or wherever he's from. And he needs to get to New York to rescue his son who's stranded there. And then you got Ian Holm is in this movie. He's plays a scientist. And I just like the globe trotting disaster movies. And I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but yeah, Roland Emmerich directed this. He had done Independence Day before this, and the god awful Godzilla before this movie. And Roland Emmerich, he is the Irwin Allen of our day as far as like loving to make disaster movies. Irwin Allen. If you're if you're younger than a certain age, you have no idea who Irwin Allen is. But if you're old enough, Irwin Allen is the guy who made the Towering Inferno as a disaster movie. I think he made like some airport movies and Earthquake, and just made all these disaster movies. Well, now Roland Emmerich has taken Irwin Allen's place, and so then later on Roland Emmerich did some other disaster movies. But yeah, it's The Day After Tomorrow. Pretty good movie there. And moving on to, we got Dante's Peak. And this is the movie where Pierce Brosnan stars in this after he took a break from playing James Bond for a little bit and starred in this volcano disaster movie with Sarah Connor herself, Linda Hamilton in this. And yeah, this was pretty much, this came out the same year as Volcano. Volcano was another volcano-related movie, of course. That one had Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche in it there. And hey, we got Agent X6 up in here in the Pilled live chat. Good to see you there, Agent X6. And I'm going to red pill your comment there. Agent X6 is bringing the pussy cat. In this in this Pilled chat right there. He's got the good sticker in there with the cat's like looks like me, where I find out like, whoa, you got that hamburger back that I wanted at the burger place or something like that. That's a terrible example. Terrible example, like, ooh, whoa, she returned my phone call? Whoa! That's more like me. That's how I roll right there. And hey, we got Agent X6 right there, and he's doing the otter attack right there. And Agent X6, now that's a sticker right there with Kamala, with Cackling Kamala right there. Absolutely right there. And apparently, I guess she was never the border czar. Bullshit there. But yeah, that's one reason. That's another reason you should check me out on pilled.net, because in the live chat, you can put up what they call stickers in there. It just makes the live chat and mixing it up with everybody more fun, because you can put up stickers there, put up GIFs, and be funny as hell and use your imagination. And if you're like me, show how fucked up you are with your stickers that you put up right there. And hey, fellas, if you're on Pilled, a lot of those stickers are of some massive mammary mounds, all right, of some scintillating sweater cows, if you can pick up what I'm putting down right there. So yeah, if you're in the live chat on Pilled, you can go on Boob Patrol, all right. So there, and if you don't know what I'm talking about here, let me help you out.
Look at those babies.
Yeah, a lot of that on Pilled right there. So, and hey, name that movie that was a reference from right there. So, but we got, volcano. Volcanoes erupting here, and I think the state of Washington, I think, is where the movie Dante's Peak was situated or was set there. We've got Pierce Brosnan. He plays like what would you call it? A volcanologist, I guess. there. Live chat can correct me if volcanologist is even a thing. But he plays that. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. He plays a volcanologist in this, where he's part of this team, and I guess he's detecting tremors or something like that. No, not Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward tremors. Not those. Not the graboids. But like tectonic tremors, that kind of thing. They're in this area of Washington and that kind of thing. And so he goes up there and it's to check it out. It's like, well, he knows that they've got a volcano up there. Checks it out, and he starts seeing more and more signs that this volcano is about to go off. All right. And so he's got, and he's got his team that's not quite up there yet, but he gets to the point where, like, holy shit, this volcano is about to fucking erupt, man, and people going to die. People going to die in this volcano. And so he's trying to get his team to go. But they get all up there, and they're like very skeptical at first, okay? And so he starts trying to sell them on that, and they're like, I don't know if it's ready and whatnot and that kind of thing. But lo and behold, as you see here in this picture, yes, that volcano blows its load, and the disaster hijinks ensue after that. And so Linda Hamilton plays like the mayor of this little town, and her and Pierce Brosnan, they kind of spark a romance there. Because how can you not spark a romance if you're the town mayor with Pierce Brosnan? It's James Bond, for God's sakes. What the hell, all right? Now, he did not drink any martinis in this movie. Not that I noticed right there. He was just too busy trying to save this town from the volcano. And I personally liked this movie better than the other volcano movie that came out later this same year, Volcano. Okay. This one was a little bit more grounded, and the story I thought was better. Volcano had kind of its cool moments there. That one was set in LA, where, volcano erupts from the La Brea tar pits right in the middle of LA. And that movie did kind of have that whole idea, kind of gave rise to some cool CGI shots, lava flowing through LA and that kind of thing. But I thought the CGI and the story and the characters were better in Dante's Peak. And you know what? Hey, it's the one that broke the seal on the Volcano movie. Okay, so it was the first one that came out that year. I think it came out like in March of '97 or something like that. And Volcano didn't come out until like June or July or something like that right there. So, and Agent X6 got he's got Kamala cackling. Man, my God, we cannot elect her president. Do you want to hear that crap, for 4 years, or even worse, gulp, 8 years? My God. It's just nuts right there. So, but all right. So that has been Dante's Peak. So we're going to move on here, everybody. And the next one is another Roland Emmerich disaster movie, and that is 2012. Pardon me. Yeah, I'll burp to that. In 2012, that is the movie where Roland Emmerich takes The Day After Tomorrow and just gives it a nitro boost right there. I mean, in this movie, a lot more people.
It'll burn and burn and burn.
A lot more people burn and burn and burn in this movie. And this one surrounds the Mayan prophecy of the world ending, or there being like this catastrophic world-destroying event in 2012. Okay. And so obviously we know that didn't happen now because we're well after 2012. But this movie came out in 2009, and so it had this relevance, right? Like, oh my God, 2012 is in 3 years. Oh my God, this movie can come true. Oh my God, this is nuts right there. Oh, it's so weird. Oh my God, it's.
Sorry for yelling, but I'm serious.
But yeah, so then it gave the movie some extra intrigue too. So it was a genius idea to have this movie come out 3 years before the supposed disaster date of 2012. And in 2012, the Mayan prophecy was a thing where people were talking about it on the news, and people I talked to were like, I don't know, man, I don't know, something could happen. Those Mayans might have been onto something, but I wasn't one of those people, because I remember growing up, there was at least one or two of those times, those one or two of those predictions where someone predicted, like, on this date in 1982, the world's going to come to an end. Okay. And there was one, and I think it was in 1982, where my parents told me about it. And I think it was called the Jupiter effect. There's what it was called in 1982, where the planets were supposed to align a certain way, and the Earth was supposed to burn up or go ice cold and kill everybody, or something was supposed to collide with the Earth in 1982 or something like that. Obviously, it had to do something with Jupiter, hence the name, the Jupiter effect. But yeah, live chat, correct me, or somebody wants to look that up there. You can look that up, but I'm pretty sure it was called the Jupiter effect, I should say. And I remember my parents had me shitting my pants as a little kid when they were telling me about that. Like, real good parenting there. Yeah, just scare the shit out of your kids with that. It's like, hey, Junior, hey, little ones, how you doing? Our beloved kids. You're going to die. The Jupiter effect is coming to get you. And so since I went through one or two of those situations, I was like, yeah, Mayans, like, yeah, right up yours, Mayans. This shit ain't going down. And so then, yeah, of course it didn't go down, but it made for a very entertaining movie. And so with 2012, I think the whole premise of the catalyst of this disaster was like the beams. There was like these heat beams coming from the sun, and it was heating up the Earth's core, and Earth's core was heated up so much that it was making the tectonic plates shift a lot more than they should. And so it was causing these big tsunamis and cities to be destroyed because the tectonic plates were going to shift and just destroy everything, kind of as you see here in LA and whatnot. So it just created, and it happened worldwide, okay, not just in LA or Tokyo or something like that, okay. And it just and Roland Emmerich used this movie to create some really, really cool CGI shots of, like you say, here in LA, getting its ass ripped out. Vegas gets its ass ripped out. You have like this big ass, like super mega volcano go off as part of this. And Woody Harrelson plays like this crazy, conspiracy theorist dude that's there parked by the volcano, just predicting that it's going to friggin' just explode, right? And then the government, they create like these arcs that will inhabit or will house like the world's richest people. You have to pay like billions of dollars to get on one of these arcs to hopefully survive this, world-ending event, that kind of thing. John Cusack, we all know him as X or Twitter douchebag nowadays, but on occasion he does do some acting, and so this is one of his movies that he was in there. Who else is in 2012? We got, like I said, Woody Harrelson is in this movie. So yeah, all kinds of actors that portray their characters in endearing and affable ways right there. But 2012, good movie. Check that out. I mean, it's kind of cornball and whatnot, but it does make for some. It has some cool eye-popping CGI right there. All right, and then moving on, we got the core. Okay, and so this natural disaster is where the Earth's core has stopped spinning, and so because of that, it's going to cause the Earth to start cooking. Basically, like the sun is going to start cooking the Earth because with the Earth's core, not spinning anymore, it takes away the protective layer in our atmosphere that keeps the sun's rays from cooking all of us and whatnot. And so it just takes away like the stratosphere or the xenosphere or whatever, one of those spheres up in the old sky there. And so because the core has stopped spinning, well, you think the natural solution to this problem is, well, hey, we got to get the core spinning again, right? I'm sure there's like some button we can just click on some computer console somewhere to get that sucker spinning. Wrong. Nope. You got to go down to the core. You got to go into the core of the Earth, okay? And as you'd expect, no easy feat to do that. And so you've got this scientist played by Delroy Lindo who's created these plans for this vehicle that has like this laser in the front of it that can cut through anything, right? It can just blast its way through anything. And including, in this case, it needs to be powerful enough to cut through the Earth's crust to get down to the core of the Earth. And then it's got to get down there far enough to where they can spark the Earth's core to start by, of course, via nuclear weapons, right? So, I mean, come on. If you need to get anything started in the movies, if you need to, initiate or, bring back to life or resurrect that which is dead or destroy something, right? What do they always use in the movies? Good old-fashioned nuclear warheads. Yep, they sure do. And so they do that exact same thing here in the core. They go on down to the core and they start firing ours, like trying to get down there further enough or far enough to where they can light off some nukes. And so it is a cool movie because it's a interesting type of natural disaster that they're dealing with. Okay, it's not one that I would have thought of. The Earth's core, stop spinning. But I'm sure, Hollywood was like, okay, we've done volcanoes, we've done tornadoes, we've done earthquakes, we've done hurricanes. Guys, what else we got for like disasters? What do we got? What if the Earth's core stops spinning? Genius. Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate that. And so then, they created the movie The Core right there. Absolutely. And you know what? Agent X6, when you're right, you're right. Nukes will fix all problems, right? Absolutely. Iran. Sorry. Oh, did I say that all right? Did I say that? I can't believe I said that out loud. My God. Russia. All right. Anyway. Nukes will fix all problems. Okay. It's kind of like the duct tape of weaponry, right? It fixes all problems, right? I mean, as we all know, you can fix all, repairs with what? Duct tape. Absolutely. So nuclear warheads just fit the bill right there. So absolutely. And hey, if you make the world fire off its nukes to you,
you are a retard.
There you go, right there. Atomic energy in place. All right, but yeah, that's The Core. It's got Aaron Eckhart. He's another prominent figure in here. Aaron Eckhart, you probably know him better as Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight. Okay, so and then we also have Checky Cario. Checky Cario, you probably don't know the name, but you know the face. He played, remember The Patriot with Mel Gibson? And remember the one French guy that was helping him out? That's Checky Cario. Or he was the bad guy in the very first Bad Boys. He was the main bad guy in Bad Boys. And he typically plays bad guys. But The Core is one of those rare movies where he plays a good guy. Okay, so like The Patriot, he played a good guy in that. The very sizzling hot Hilary Swank in this movie, she's in there as well. Bruce Greenwood, you probably know him better as JFK in the movie 13 Days. So all kinds of great character actors in this movie. Who else is Stanley Tucci? Stanley Tucci. You would know him as he plays Caesar Flickerman in The Hunger Games, right? That cornball kind of game show host kind of character in The Hunger Games. That's Stanley Tucci there. But he's in this movie as kind of a snobby, my shit don't stink kind of scientist dude there. But yeah, The Core, check it out. All right. So and then what else we got next here? Oh, we got I think this is the last one right here. So bear with me a little longer, everybody. This is the last one right here. But this is probably the most dramatic entry into my list of disaster movies. And this movie is called The Impossible. Okay. And after you finish watching this movie, you will know why it's called The Impossible. But this one is based off a true story. So don't quote me on this year, but I think it was back in 2004. They had like earthquakes in the Pacific Ocean, which created tsunamis in, God, where did this movie take place? Like the Philippines or Indonesia or someplace like around that area of the world. So this resort that we're looking at right here was like in Indonesia or something like that. And so it stars Naomi Watts and Ewan McGregor. They play a husband and wife, and then they have their kids, and they're all at this resort having a good time. One of their kids is played by a very young Tom Holland, Spider-Man, of course. So when you watch this movie, you're like, holy shit, that's a very young Spider-Man, Peter Parker there. That's Tom Holland in this. And but yeah, they're at this resort, and they are, this. I think that I can't remember. I think there's a scene in this towards the beginning where they notice that the water recedes into the ocean, are right there, and they're like, "What's going on with that?" Now, the family, I don't think, is the one that noticed that, because this family, Naomi Watts, Ewan McGregor, and their kids, they're just playing in the pool. They're at the pool, they're having a good time, and I think they just start hearing some rumbling there, and the rumbling's getting louder and louder and louder, and that's like the tsunami getting closer and closer to the resort. They see like birds start flying away and that kind of thing. And so then, of course, the tsunami hits the resort. It just sweeps all this stuff away. It drowns people. It takes people. It throws them under this powerful flow of water and knocks them into things. So it's killing people with knocking them, with an impact and the hard edges or sharp edges or whatever. So a lot of people died in the tsunami in real life because of stuff like that. Like they got swept away by this water and just got bashed into the side of buildings, or they'd get decapitated because they'd hit something sharp and they'd get body limbs cut off or whatnot, or they just straight up drown, that kind of thing. And the water from the tsunami just swept across this country. Like, it didn't just hit this resort and stop. I mean, it just swept across this country and just laid waste to this country. And so this family is getting swept away by this tsunami. And so, as you would imagine, these family members they get swept over here, and this family members get swept over there. And, again, like I said, people are dying from the tsunami. So these family members don't know, is my wife dead? Is my husband dead? Is my son dead? Or my kids dead? Where are they at? And it eventually, obviously, the water subsides and that kind of thing. And, the family looks around, and you as a viewer of this movie look around, and you're like, holy shit, this is hell on earth. Look at all this destruction. And how are people going to find their way out of this? Oh my God, this is like, and so you're sympathizing with this family because you're like, how are they going to find each other? And so that's pretty much most of the movie is these members of these families trying to find each other, and it's very dramatic, and it definitely hits you in the old heartstrings right there. And yeah, we've got hey, Mabel 313. Salute to you as well. Thanks a lot for joining the show. Welcome to the Twisters edition here. We're talking disaster movies right now there, Ma Bell. Right there. Good to see you there. And now, yeah, we're all cheering each other. So there we go. That reminds me. Thanks a lot, Agent X6, for the icon right there, little beers. So yeah, it's hey everybody, if you're drinking something, drink them, because I know I'm drinking this. Oh yeah. All right. So, but yeah, the impossible is so Naomi Watts again plays the mother, the wife. Ewan McGregor plays the husband. And so they're trying to find each other in this country. I mean, it's it's not like it's not like this happened in the United States or Russia, like this big, massive country. But when you're trying to navigate like this water-soaked disaster area where water's everywhere and nothing is where it was before, and everywhere you step, you don't know what the hell you're about to step on because everything's submerged in water. You don't know if you're about to step into some hole and like whoop, like get sucked down or something like that, and you're dead. You don't know if you're going to step on something sharp. You don't know if there's like poisonous snakes, that kind of thing. You don't know if there's like murderous looters or anything like that around, pirates, that kind of thing. It's that part of the world. You could have some terrorists or something like that there wandering around. But yeah, it's just a movie like really just pulls at the heartstrings the whole time. You're like, some of the family members are like close to death, and you just don't know if they're going to make it. You even get the family members like, just leave me behind. I'm on the verge of death. I could see the lights coming from. It's like they're that much on the verge of death. And so yeah, it really gets you. So The Impossible, it's a great movie. Check it out. I'm sure you can check it on stream, on all kinds of streaming services. This movie is good enough to buy. I bought it. It's that good. So, and hey, if your man Van bought this movie on 4K, no, it's not. It's on Blu-ray. I don't think it's on 4K yet. If I bought it, it's a damn good movie, all right? So, absolutely. So grab yourself or check out some The Impossible is the name of that movie. And that's been the disaster movies that I wanted to tell you about there that I thought were of note that you should know about there. Hey, and if you guys have seen any of those movies, do you got anything to say about it? Yeah, let me know in the live chat there, or if you're just emotionally touched by me referring you to great movies like that. You just want to let me know there in the live chat. Like, I'm so touched. You've moved me, Van. You've moved me with your choice of movies. Hey, that's totally cool there, and I will not think of you this way at all. I will not. That will not cross my mind at all. Not at all. So, all right. So next week, we got a big movie, a big summer movie coming out tomorrow, everybody. It's a movie that I know a lot of you have been anticipating. It's probably for a lot of you, it's probably your number one anticipated movie of the year, particularly if you're into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And, of course, I speak of Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, that comes out tomorrow. I will be seeing that tomorrow so that I can get you a spoiler-free review of Deadpool and Wolverine this Sunday afternoon on my Movies Merica live show. And that comes on at 4 Eastern. There we go. Forgot the time of my own show there for a second. 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain, and 1 Pacific. This Sunday afternoon, my Deadpool and Wolverine live spoiler-free review. Okay, and of course, if you've seen, by that time, if you've seen Deadpool and Wolverine, that's your chance to join and live chat with me about Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, that's going to be spoiler-free, so you won't be able to reveal spoilers. Okay, that'll be a week from tonight. Movies Merica spoiler warning. The show you're watching right now, this very show, is going to be chock full of Deadpool and Wolverine. All right, and we are going to talk spoilers and all. Okay, and so it's going to be your chance to spoilery talk about Deadpool and Wolverine with me. All right, and with everybody else in the live chat. You don't have to just talk about Deadpool and Wolverine with me. Agent X6 could talk to Ma Bell 313 about Deadpool and Wolverine. You got the Gray Man. He could join and talk about it as well. Tell any of your friends that you know probably saw Deadpool and Wolverine. Let them know, hey, there's this great show on Sunday afternoon with a spoiler-free review of Deadpool and Wolverine. And then Movies America, spoiler warning, a week from tonight, we're going to talk all about Deadpool and Wolverine. And so if you know of anybody, anybody that you even remotely suspect is going to watch that movie or like that movie, then yeah, let them know about the show. Just send them the link. Very easy. And we'll talk all about that. And yeah, you are absolutely right. Agent X6, Deadpool and Wolverine. Looks like it'll be a fun movie right there. So yes, and it sounds like Deadpool is ready to make those fucking chimichangas in this latest episode or latest edition of Deadpool. And he's got Wolverine in the proper Wolverine costume, finally, with the mask and all that. Perfect. I'm almost getting teary-eyed thinking of how Wolverine actually looks like the Wolverine I remember from my Marvel lunchbox back in the day. Okay, so absolutely. And from what I hear, there's going to be all kinds of like really cool cameos, like big name cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine. So that'll be cool to see those. The reviews, I tried to stay away from the reviews and that kind of thing, but I'm on X so much, it's hard not to scroll through my timeline and just see somebody gushing about this movie or shitting on this movie, and that kind of thing. But I've overwhelmingly seen just praise, just people gushing over Deadpool and Wolverine in my timeline right there. So I'm looking very forward to that. So Deadpool and Wolverine week next week, everybody, that is for sure. And also to let you know, pretty good chance I'm going to have a couple of my brothers on the show. I'm going to have my brothers Davin and Dusty. So Davin, you're gonna have 3 Eberts on the show next week. So we're gonna have me, Van. You're gonna have my brothers Dusty and Davin on the show, and I'm having them on partly because they are beer connoisseurs. Okay, they are they're very bona fide members of the brew crew. Okay, they know their beer even more than I do, which is not saying much. I'm more of a kind of a casual brew drinker. Okay, I just got to get on here and say this beer tastes good or this beer tastes like shit. All right, that's been brew review time. They get more and more in depth about beer, and so I wanted to take the opportunity to invite them and see if they would honor me with their presence on the show to help me review brew. But that I'm almost certain that they're going to be on next week, so they'll be helping me out with brew review time and perhaps sticking around to talk some Deadpool and Wolverine next week right there. So all right, so let's do this here, and let me tell you about some places that you need to go here. Okay, so in your internet travel, some places that you need to go for certain reasons, and the first place you should go is solo.to/Movies America. And the reason you'd want to go there is because that is where all the links that have anything to do with yours truly, Movies America, can be found. So it has the link to my X profile, my Facebook profile, my Letterboxd, my critic list profile. All that stuff is on there. Okay, Rumble, Gab, all that stuff is right there at solo.to/Movies America. A one-stop shop for all my links at your fingertips right there, okay? And then next, we got moviesmerica.com, and that's where you can go. That's one of the locations you can go to check out my audio-only versions, so basically my podcast versions of my Movies America Live spoiler-free reviews that come out on Sunday afternoons. So you can go there and check out moviesmerica.com. Other places you can check out the podcast versions of that are Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all the places that you just, imagine that you could grab podcasts from. And if you happen to check out my podcast there on any of those platforms, feel free. I will not be offended if you give me a 5-star rating. 5-star rating, okay? You can definitely do that, all right? That'd be cool. All right, and then next, let me tell you a little story about how I'm on social medias here. Yes, I'm on X and Instagram. Although Instagram, I've been kind of lazy. I haven't been on Instagram all that much right there. But X, I definitely have been on, and Gab. All right. And as you see right there, at all those locations, I can be found with @Movies Merica. And I'm on Rumble, I'm on Pilled, I'm on Facebook, okay? And I at all those locations, I can be found with @Movies Merica there as well. So yeah, check me out there. Follow me on all those platforms. And if you follow me on any platforms, hey, feel free to let me know through direct message on X that you followed me on this platform and that platform. And then I will go to those platforms and I will follow you back. All right. So I will follow you back. And because, hey, you scratched my back, I'm going to scratch your back, in the least homoerotic method or manner possible. Okay. So there we go. And then, hey, tell any of your friends and family to follow me on those platforms. That would be fantastic. So yeah, X, Rumble, Gab, Facebook, Instagram, all those places you can follow me at those locations. All right. And those are also some good places to check out my posts. Like on X, I put posts up there on X about movie related stuff and that kind of thing. And feel free to comment, reply on there, like the post, whatever. That'd be fantastic and that kind of thing. And, I do pay attention to who likes my stuff and replies, because when I see that, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to their profile and I'm going to follow them back. And I'm going to like and reply on their stuff too. Okay. A little tit for tat. All right. And then let's keep this train chugging along. tdpn.locals.com. Again, that's our Till Death Podcast Network website that you can go to check out all our content, blogs, videos, what have you, about movies and entertainment and politics and hot button topics of the day. All right. And this next one is attributed to the fact that, well, like every great empire in the world, the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Ming Dynasty, what do they all have in common? What do they all have in common? What do they all have? They had merch stores. And so we have a merch store here for our empire, the Till Death Podcast Network empire. And you can go down to the merch store down in the description right there. Just click on that merch store link and grab yourself a Movies Merica phone case, or a Movies Merica t-shirt, or Movies Merica, muffler, or catalytic converter, or something like that. Maybe if you live in California and you've had your catalytic converter stolen, which happens quite a bit there, get yourself a Movies Merica catalytic converter. Oh, we're not selling those? We don't sell Movies Merica catalytic converters? Sure. All right, hey, scratch that catalytic converter, but you can get yourself like a shot glass, or I even saw like Movies Merica yoga pants. All right, so yeah, you can get those as well. And hey, it's great for gift giving as well. All right, so there you go. Be the first to grab yourself, certain Movies Merica merch. So do it. Get in there. All right, and then we have @Till Death Network, solo.to/Till Death Pod Network, and that is a mouthful. And that's where you would want to go to check out all the links that have to do with this very network, the Till Death Podcast Network. Okay, I would favor it or chance it to say that you can get links to all the Till Death Podcast Network shows, including this very one you're watching right now, at that location down below right there. Okay. And use it to your advantage. Why hunt and peck all over the internet trying to find links to this and that? You can get it all right there. So be smart. Okay. Like I said, like I always say, work smarter, not harder. All right. Now, this next location is where you'd want to go if you're in the content creation game. Okay. So if you're, if you make videos like I do, or if you live stream, or you make any kind of content, that kind of thing, if you're on YouTube or Rumble or whatever, and you want to, spruce up your presentation, you want to add some flair to your presentation to entertain and tantalize the masses, well, go to solo.to/Till Death Studios, and my man Ian is going to hook you up with his skills that pay the bills, because he'll create cool stuff like the overlay up at the very top that says moviesmerica.com, or this background that says Movies Merica behind me, those intros that you saw earlier. He'll create intros like that for you. But you got to take the first step, okay? Because every great journey begins with a single step. And that single step is you going to solo.to/Till Death Studios. All right. And then moving on, we're going to solo.to/I'm Sean Cav. And if you haven't picked it up already, if you're going to a solo.to address, you're going to a place that has all the links to something, right? And so solo.to/I'm Sean Cav has all the links to my man Sean's content out there. Sean is another member of the Till Death Podcast Network, and he does his fantastic Sipping with Sean show every other Friday. And you can check out all his links there at solo.to/I'm Sean Cav. And I'm sure he's got Sipping with Sean links out there to all his episodes. But he's got a link to some music-related material out there because he's a fantastic bass guitarist. He's probably got some life advice stuff out there. He created an online book with his life advice. I'm sure you can get a link to that there as well. So get there and check that out. And we have solo.to/The Whiskey Capitalist. That's where you would go for all the links to, or all the links about that wild and wacky, crazy show, The Whiskey Capitalist Podcast, that I'm sure if you have good taste, you check it out every Monday and Wednesday night. And then every other Tuesday night, they do like a documentary related show to that. And so, yeah, if you want a quick way to get access to their, current, like their next episode or their past episodes, go to solo.to/The Whiskey Capitalist. All right, and we're going to close it out with this, but we got solo.to/The Till Death Podcast, and that's where you would go for all the links that have to do with the flagship show that started it all here on the Till Death Podcast Network, okay? It's called the Till Death Podcast. And the Till Death Podcast comes on every other Saturday afternoon with my man Ian and his lovely bride, Jen. And the gist of their show is they bring you like the latest headlines, the hot button topics of the day, and funnies and politics, brought to you all with their commentary that's been marinated in their marital mirth. And that sounded kind of disgusting and gross there. I didn't mean to make that sound so creepy. But anyway, so they bring the husband and wife perspective to all those things. And they give themselves some good-natured husband and wife ribbing, I'm sure, there. So, yeah, check out that show. Again, that's every other Saturday afternoon. And I will bet dollars to donuts. One of the easiest ways to get access to that show is solo.to/Till Death Podcast, everybody. Yes. All right. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to reward my friends that have been waiting patiently in the pilled chat there. Okay. And how I'm going to reward them and show my thanks is I'm going to do what's called releasing the scratching. Okay. And what that is just picture, like, you remember, like, you see the videos of those people, they're like in those chambers with the wind blowing everywhere and the dollar bills are blowing everywhere. And you got to like kind of grab as many dollar bills as you possibly can. Okay. Well, that's like what the release the scratching is, right? I'm going to release the scratching, and there's going to be a shitload of like gold pills are just going to rain down like manna from heaven. All right. And remember how I said in the pilled world, gold pills equate to real world mucho dinero. Okay. And so that is how I'm going to pay them back. All right. So they are never going to be so happy that they're in the live chat here on my show. So let's get ready to release the scratching. And so we are going to do that, or I am going to do that in 3, 2, 1. It has been released. The scratching has been released. Run for your lives. A matter of fact, no, don't run for your lives. Get grabby, okay? Get very, very grabby. No, not Joe Biden kind of grabby. Not the kind of grabby that's going to get you arrested. Don't do that. Yeah. So, but get grabby with those gold pills. Everybody in there in the live chat, you have fun in there. You wild and wacky, crazy kids in there. So yeah. And Agent X6 has got some a good Deadpool sticker in there, and it's like, hi. Yeah, I can't wait to see Deadpool in action. And supposedly Lady Deadpool is going to make an appearance, and then they've got the character. They got a dog in there called Dogpool is in Deadpool and Wolverine as well. So Dogpool has been making the rounds with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman promoting the movie. So that should be pretty funny over there. All right, so we are coming down to it, everybody. We're getting ready to wrap up this show. But again, hey, follow me, on X and Gab and Facebook, and just check out, basically, in order to best way to find me on those platforms is just look up @Movies Merica. Okay, so check that out, and let anybody that you know, friends or family, know about the show if you would. That would be fantabulous if you do that. And again, this Sunday, all right, I want to see everybody that I see here in the show. All right, right now, I want to see you all join me this Sunday afternoon at 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain, and 1 Pacific on YouTube or Rumble or Pilled for my Deadpool and Wolverine spoiler-free review. All right, so check it out this Sunday afternoon. All right, so do it. Set yourself a reminder. That's what I got to do sometimes. I got to set a reminder. On my iPhone, I set myself a little reminder this show comes on at this time. Stupid, watch it. Okay. Or something like that. Or if you use Post-it notes or something like that, hey, maybe you're old school, you use Post-it notes, that's cool. String around your finger, do that right there. Or check out the show, and maybe you're gonna be too busy and you can't live chat. Still join the show, and lurking is allowed. Lurking is totally cool. Right there. So, or one thing that I ask people to do, real quick, is turn the show on. And if you're doing something else, just open up an internet browser tab in Chrome or Firefox or whatever you use. Open up a tab, start the show up, mute it. Okay, so that way it's still running, still watching it. YouTube doesn't know you're not watching it. Rumble doesn't know you're not watching it, but it still helps me out with watch minutes right there. So you can turn it on, mute it, and go tend to your garden, or tend to your grill, or spend time with your kids. I don't know why you'd want to spend time with your kids rather than watch a show. Come on, whatever. What is that? What is that all about? But enough about that. But again, everybody, I want to thank you for joining the show. And as always, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya.
Hey, everybody, don't leave yet. Okay? Hey, I got just enough time. I got the police after me, okay? And, oh man, they're gonna get me at any time. I got just enough time to ask you to like this video and also subscribe to this channel if you would, man. You'd be doing me a big favor, okay? And please make sure to like these videos, or watch them and then like them, okay? That'd be great. And again, thanks for watching, okay? And subscribe to the Till Death Podcast Network and Movies Merica. I gotta go.